What's up everyone and welcome back to the Boxing Facts. Today, let's jump straight into the latest news. Sonnen recently shared his thoughts on the highly debated UFC 311 fight between Umar Nurmagomedov and Merab Dvalishvili, and he made it abundantly clear that he believes Umar won. According to Sonnen, Umar decisively took rounds 1, 2, and 3, leaving no doubt in his mind about the outcome. On his YouTube channel, CH passionately explained, "I thought Umar won the fight. When they announced Merab, I thought there was going to be a lot of boos. I was alone, thinking they would give Umar rounds 1, 2, and 3. I think anyone would agree it came down to round 3. Rounds 4 and 5 were clear, as were rounds 1 and 2. Do you agree with that? I can't come here and tell you that Merab is the better fighter. That's not what I saw." CH didn't hold back when it came to praising Umar's fighting style. He emphasized that Umar excelled when it came to being dynamic, crisp, and showcasing clean techniques. "This isn't an insult to Merab," he continued, "but in this sport, it's a reminder that matches sometimes favor the one with endurance over 25 minutes rather than just the better martial artist or athlete." His analysis highlights a common debate in MMA, the balance between technical superiority and sheer endurance. While Merab's relentless pace and stamina undoubtedly played a significant role in his victory, CH argues that Umar demonstrated a higher level of technical mastery and athleticism throughout the fight. CH's candid take on the fight has sparked plenty of discussions among fans and analysts alike. Was the decision influenced more by Merab's durability or Umar's skill set? Regardless of where you stand, one thing is clear: this fight has left the MMA world talking. Stay tuned for more updates and analysis here on the Boxing Facts. In other UFC news, Khazmat Chimaev has revealed a major update about his next fight, leaving fans buzzing with anticipation. Chimaev's dominant win over Robert Whittaker back in October solidified his place as one of the most feared and capable fighters in the middleweight division. His performance was nothing short of spectacular, and it left a significant portion of the MMA community convinced that he should leapfrog Sean Strickland for a shot at the middleweight title. Many believe Chimaev's skill set, aggression, and sheer dominance earned him the right to challenge for the belt without further delay. Despite this widespread belief, the UFC decided to proceed with their plans for a rematch between Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland. The decision surprised some, but it has only heightened the anticipation for what comes next. While the MMA world debates and speculates on the outcome of the Strickland versus du Plessis fight, Chimaev remains laser-focused and ready for whatever comes his way. Speaking to AM Badvi this week, he shared the UFC's roadmap for his future, and it's nothing short of thrilling. Chimaev confidently stated, "After the Strickland vs. du Plessis fight, I'll have a fight in May or June against the champion. Then in October, I'll fight in Abu Dhabi to defend the belt. Those are the plans for this year." His declaration left no doubt about his determination and belief in his abilities to secure the title and defend it successfully. Chimaev has his eyes firmly set on becoming the undisputed middleweight champion and cementing his legacy in the sport. However, there is one factor that could potentially alter this timeline: the damage sustained by the winner of UFC 312. If the champion emerges from the fight with significant injuries, they may not be ready to compete in May or June, which could push Chimaev's title shot to a later date. Regardless of the timeline, one thing is certain: Khazmat is ready. His confidence, combined with his unparalleled skill set, makes him one of the most dangerous contenders in the division. Fans can rest assured that when Chimaev steps into the octagon again, he will deliver a performance worthy of a true champion. Next, Renato Moicano stunned fans by pulling back the curtain on the truth about his UFC 311 payday, and it's safe to say it was far from what most expected. Official reports had suggested that Moicano was paid $250,000 for stepping in on short notice to face Islam Makhachev, but the reality was far more lucrative. Speaking on the Show Me the Money podcast with Gilbert Burns, Moicano revealed that he earned way more than the reported amount. When pressed about the actual figure, Moicano couldn't help but laugh and admit, "I got a nice check." The hosts weren't shy about speculating, with one boldly asking, 9 Bitcoin, over or under? Without missing a beat, Moicano grinned and replied, "Over," considering Bitcoin was valued at $104,000 at the time. This meant Moicano walked away with well over $950,000 for the fight. The revelation reignited the long-standing conversation about UFC payout secrecy, where the official numbers often fail to capture the full picture. This practice isn't new. Anthony Pettis once famously referred to it as secret mailbox money, a term that highlights the behind-the-scenes bonuses many fighters receive for high-profile bouts. Given these payouts, it's safe to assume that Usman Nurmagomedov, who officially earned $200,000 as per the California State Athletic Commission, likely took home well over $1 million after factoring in his share of pay-per-view revenue. Moicano's candid comments have only fueled further curiosity about how much top fighters are truly earning, and it's clear that the sport's biggest names are taking home substantial amounts that often go unreported. This insight has left fans speculating about the true financial landscape of the UFC, which continues to generate massive profits for its athletes behind the scenes. Meanwhile, a sparring story involving Ilia Topuria and Merab Dvalishvili had fans in fits of laughter. During a live call hosted by popular Georgian MMA interviewer Vanilia, Ilia, Merab, and two other Georgian fighters, Guram Kutataladze and Ilia's brother Alexandre, joined in for what started as a casual conversation. Things quickly turned hilarious when Vanilia brought up sparring sessions between Ilia and Merab. When asked about their sparring, Merab didn't hold back, revealing, "During one of our sparring rounds, Ilia hit me with a hard liver shot. It dropped me and left me in intense pain." The fun really began when Vanilia jokingly mentioned that there might be footage of the sparring. Merab's reaction was priceless. He panicked in a playful way, saying, "Oh no, if they release the footage, I'm screwed." His exaggerated worry about the footage left everyone on the call in stitches. He took the humor even further, joking, "My liver was up for sale after that. It's swollen now, but probably in good enough condition to sell for a good price." Fans couldn't get enough of his comedic storytelling, but one thing is certain, these fighters are not playing it safe in training. On a more serious note, Ilia Topuria's future in the UFC looks incredibly exciting. There's talk of a potential showdown with Usman Nurmagomedov at 155 pounds, which would be a thrilling super fight. Additionally, undefeated featherweight contender Movsar Evloev looms as a high-stakes title defense, while Diego Lopes presents another dangerous challenge. Whether defending his title or moving up to lightweight, Ilia Topuria has a packed future ahead. In a surprising move, Tony Ferguson has reportedly signed with the Global Fight League, GFL. The GFL, which is rolling out its plans for a team format MMA promotion launching in 2025, recently announced several high-profile signings, including Ferguson. The news comes after Tony's record-breaking 8 straight losses in the UFC, which likely led to the organization parting ways with the former interim lightweight champion. While the UFC has not officially announced Ferguson's release, his move to the GFL strongly suggests he is no longer under contract. The GFL has also announced other big names like Luke Rockhold, Tyron Woodley, Fabrizio Werdum, and Anthony Pettis, though some of these fighters have denied their involvement, claiming they are still under contract with other organizations. Whether this new chapter for Ferguson revives his career remains to be seen, but it's certainly a bold step for the veteran fighter. Finally, Usman Nurmagomedov made headlines with bold and dismissive remarks about his upcoming opponent, Paul Hughes, ahead of Saturday's PFL event. Speaking confidently during media day, Usman didn't hold back, labeling Hughes as an amateur and downplaying his skill set. Usman went on to suggest that the PFL had intentionally crafted a storyline to make the fight appear more competitive than it actually is. His sharp comments have certainly added more intrigue to this matchup. "For me, this guy is like some amateur," Usman declared with an air of complete certainty. "I've faced better opponents even in the amateur arena, someone of his level. Maybe my first 10 fights were like that, but not now. I'm ready for him, but he can't prepare for me." His words exuded supreme confidence and highlighted the vast gap he believes exists between himself and Hughes. This isn't the first time Usman has expressed his belief in his own dominance, but his pointed remarks about Hughes have certainly captured attention. It's clear that Usman sees himself as being on another level entirely, both as an athlete and a professional fighter. His confidence speaks volumes about his mindset and his standing in the PFL. Whether his words are pure psychological warfare or an accurate reflection of the fight's dynamic, one thing is certain: Usman is entering this matchup with an unshakable belief in his ability to dominate.